Hello YouTube, this is That Guy 781 and we're going to be reviewing the KEL-TEC P3AT. First of all, let's safety check the firearm. Empty magazine. Gun is completely unloaded and there's nobody in that area. Alright, first let's go ahead and get it to it. I was going to speak about the numbers and dimensions of the gun. The gun is clearly chambered in .380 auto, which is this caliber you see here. It weight unloaded is 8.3 ounces with the loaded magazine is 2.8 ounces. That comes to a total of 11.1 ounces. The length is 5.2 inches. The height is 3.5 inches. The width of the gun is 0.77 of an inch. The barrel length is 2.7 inches. The sight radius is 3.8 inches. And a standard magazine capacity is actually 6+1. This one actually has an extended magazine on it. So this one's currently using a 7+1 system when it's normally carried. Also has a 5-pound trigger. So those are the kind of the facts and figures of the gun. Now, with the gun, I'm gonna briefly compare it to its competition. I'd say probably its best competition right now, as far as price, would be the Ruger LCP. Now, I've actually owned the Ruger LCP before, and I traded it away for this firearm here, the KEL-TEC PF9. I just wanted a bigger caliber, and I didn't want to go hunting for .380 anymore. This was in a time when .380 was very hard to find. Differences between the Ruger LCP and the KEL-TEC P3AT, because if you're looking at the P3AT, you're probably looking at the LCP as well. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, if you can, spend a little bit more money and do get the LCP. The LCP is finished. As far as the actual metal, slide, I like that finish better. I like the fact that I like the actual the polymer lower portion, the grip area. I like the texture on that better on the LCP. I also enjoy the fact that the LCP has the last the slide actually locks back after the last round, and it also has a slide stop on it. This is an empty magazine in here, and as you can see, through the last round, it doesn't lock back, and that can be a disadvantage in a situation where, let's say, it's going to be quite frank, if you're carrying a gun this small, you're carrying it concealed probably for personal protection. There's a situation where you have to defend yourself, and let's face it, sometimes criminals work in numbers for some reason, because they're cowards, obviously. But let's say you get excited, you shoot a few rounds at, you shoot a few rounds, and you think you still have some left, and all you hear is click, click, click. That's because you don't have that visual reference of the slide being open, and you realizing that, hey, I'm out, I need to put in another magazine. So I actually think that's a pretty big disadvantage that KEL-TEC should have really implemented in the P3AT. The magazine release on the gun is just fine. It's a very small little nub of plastic, but it ejects the magazine. It doesn't spit it out like it does in the PF9. I'm going to see if I can show it here. It's not the best one, but the PF9 kind of actually spits out the bag a little better than the P3AT. Accuracy. LCP and .380, I say, are on par accuracy, mainly because they share about the exact same dimensions. They have these really rudimentary sights or just little bulges on the slide, which really don't help. In all honesty, in a true, defensive situation, in which I can only really see the P3AT being used, I can't see anyone shooting this gun for fun. In that type of situation, you're not going to use the sight, so I think that's kind of secondary when it comes to the actual pistol and its intended use. There are a lot of accessories that you can purchase for the P3AT. You can actually get the belt clip. You can get a laser on it. I believe Armalite makes a laser, and so does I can't think of the other company. Someone chime in if I can't think of it. But it's Armalaser and Armalite. My bad, Armalite, and I think Crimson Trace. Crimson Trace is the other company. They make lasers for them. They do make larger capacity mags. I've seen them all the way up, I think, to like 15 rounds. Like, I think that's a little ridiculous. It's coming out to like right about down here or something. But So you can get accessories. There are plenty of holsters out there. The P3AT's been around for a while. It has a fairly good track record. KEL-TEC does have an OBS warranty, so if you ever have any trouble with this gun, you can send it into them. They'll fix it to you. Well, fix it for you, send it back to you, and usually they'll compensate you in some way for shipping. They're not going to send you a check. They may send you like an extra magazine or something like that. But they're a very professional group. You know, my dealings with them. Now, the P3AT has a drawback that most .380 caliber pistols have, and that is a 380. By nature, it has a small bullet. There's your standard 380 round. There's your 9mm round, which it's in a steel case round. I think that's like I can't think what ammo that is. And there's your 45. So the 380 does have its own flaw in that it is a 380. Butt shot placement remains king, but a bigger bullet will definitely help. If I could buy the KEL-TEC P3AT all over again, would I? Well, would I trade for it all over again? Yes, because it does fill that niche. A lot of people will buy a larger gun, they'll carry it, and then they'll stop carrying it because it's so large. I've carried my Beretta 92 in situations where it would behoove me to carry a higher capacity, larger firearm. I've carried my 1911 that I recently acquired. It's actually not that hard to carry because it's very thin. Most of the time, I've carried my PF9 or the Glock 26 that I previously traded away. Mainly it's been the PF9, but I honestly think it's really going to be this gun as of late. I think I'm going to start carrying this gun more often, and I think this gun is going to take duty in my kit. But with that said, the gun is actually great. There's a variety of ways you can carry this gun. The smaller the gun, the more ways you get to carry it. You can do a pocket holster. This is a cheap pocket holster. I think it's Uncle Mike's now. Clearly cut away at it a little bit. But you can do a pocket holster. You can also do a in the waistband holster. And I've also carried it in my ankle. Now, when it comes to ankle carry, I really personally, I wouldn't go with a gun bigger than this, only because I really can, sometimes this prints on the pants I wear. I don't wear like skinny jeans or anything like that, but if you sit the right way or you move a certain way, it does kind of show a slight silhouette of the handle of the gun, of the grip. So I really can't picture ankle carrying a larger gun, but that's just my preference, that is. I think this gun is an awesome gun, and I think it's a really good defensive gun. As a reviewer, I really don't recommend it for women shooters. I had my wife shoot the LCP several times. She didn't like it. It's a very snappy, recoily gun because it shoots such a, kind of actually a large caliber for the size of the gun. If you're trying to get a P380 for a female shooter, I'd recommend getting something like a Bersa 380 or a Walther PK380, which is my next gun. I'm probably going to get her, since she already has the Walther P22. But that's going to be the review, guys. Recommend it. If you have the money, get the LCP. It's a great gun. It'll function reliably for you, but the finish on the LCP is a bit better, and that actual slide stop / slide release definitely does help in aiding in a situation where you need to do a quote-unquote tactical reload. So this is that guy 781. Thanks for watching.